What's going on, everybody? Hope you all are having a fantastic day today. Now today we're going to be talking about skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Now I know I'm going to be stirring the pot with this video, and I'm sure I'm going to be triggering a lot of people when I talk about what I'm about to talk about, but just know, I don't know if it's going to be thick skill-based matchmaking. I don't know if they're going to tone down skill-based matchmaking. I don't know what the deal is. I'm just trying to, give some food for thought, make you guys think a little bit, and maybe change your opinion on what skill-based matchmaking is going to be when it comes to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Now, it is already pretty much officially proven that skill-based matchmaking is going to be the same exact deal as Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It's going to be the same exact system. But what a lot of people don't know is that skill-based matchmaking has always been here. We have always dealt with skill-based matchmaking, whether it's Call of Duty 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, 3, Black Ops 1 through 3, even Black Ops 4, Advanced Warfare, Infinite War. It doesn't matter what Call of Duty game you could possibly think of. There is skill-based matchmaking in each and every one of them. Now, yes, certain ones are toned down to a certain level. I think the last time I remember skill-based matchmaking being this thick like it is in Modern Warfare was in Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare, literally, I sold that video game. That was legitimately the first and only Call of Duty game I've ever sold. Every other Call of Duty game I usually play for the full year. I'll play like halfway through and then take a little like a month break and then come back and play it again. That's usually how I typically do. Just like with Modern Warfare, I played like over half of the whole year. I took a break. I was playing Valorant and other games like Escape from Tarkov for like a full month, and then I came back to Modern Warfare to finish off the year so I can continue making quality commentaries for you guys. But yes, skill-based matchmaking has always been in Call of Duty games, and it has to be in Call of Duty games. I know a lot of people want it to be gone. I know a lot of people don't want to see skill-based matchmaking in gaming at all, but it has to be implemented. I mean, there's people out there who have disabilities, they lost limbs and stuff like that. They can't play at their top game, and it's completely unfair to ruin their experience just so you can stomp out someone who isn't capable of playing the video game. The noobs that I'm talking about, the noobs that I want to verse aren't the ones who are disabled. I want to verse noobs who just simply don't know how to play the game. I don't want to stomp out a disabled person like Korean Savage out here dropping nukes on disabled girls. I'm not trying to do that to anybody. That completely ruins the experience. So yes, there's always going to be skill-based matchmaking implemented into Call of Duty games so people can stay in their own bracket. But in Modern Warfare, it is extremely thick. Now, I'm going to tell you guys why I think that Black Ops Cold War is going to be different, though. Why it's not going to have the same thickness, and we're not going to be competing our balls off every 5 seconds and sweating like we're in an MLG tournament. Now, in Modern Warfare, there was one drastic thing that absolutely killed this video game, and that was that every single lobby completely closed after you finished it. So no matter what, you couldn't stay in any game that you played. And yes, there are noob lobbies in Modern Warfare. I talk a lot of crap about skill-based matchmaking in this game. I talk a lot of crap about how it's always sweaty. But yes, every once in a while, I will occasionally get a noob lobby. I will occasionally verse some bots. But the problem is that the lobby completely closes, I lose those bots, and because the lobbies close, they're going to reevaluate me and put me in a sweatier lobby because I just kicked their butts. That's just how it goes in Modern Warfare. They literally reevaluate your skills every single game you play. They are stalking you. They're watching your stats. They're watching your gameplay. They're watching your playstyle. And they're basically determining what players you should verse at all times while you're playing the game. But in Black Ops Cold War, the good thing is that lobbies aren't going to do that anymore. Lobbies are going to stay the exact same way. Nobody's going to be kicked out. You're going to be able to play in one game and stay there until everybody leaves. And that right there is why skill-based matchmaking isn't going to be a massive issue in Black Ops Cold War. Once again, it was another feature that was added in by Infinity Ward to protect the noobs. That was their number one goal when it came to Modern Warfare, was to make sure that any noob that possibly entered their video game would be protected. And this was the number one way. You wouldn't be able to talk crap after the game. You wouldn't be able to stomp out the noobs anymore because apparently they don't have minds for themselves. Like I always say in all my commentaries, the developers are simply just holding their hands. They're walking them through it. They're trying to make sure that they don't get hurt and their feelings don't get broken. Like they're treating them like little children. It's absolutely ridiculous. They have minds of their own. I've been in multiple matches of BO4 where I stomped out lobbies like 5+ times because I'm versing a bunch of noobs that obviously have a higher skill level, but they stuck through it. And you want to know why they stuck through it? Not because they're idiots and they don't know how to leave, but they're trying to get better. This is something that I preach 24/7, and it's the most obnoxious thing in Modern Warfare, the fact that they won't allow the noobs to get their butt kicked in order for them to learn. When people stayed in my lobby in Black Ops 4, it was competition for them. They found a player who was better than them. They studied the player. They learned from the player. And eventually, they'll either move on from the lobby with what they learned, or they'll continue to try to beat me. But it's their choice. If they don't want to verse me, if they want to find an easier lobby, they can leave. Nobody's holding them against their will. Nobody's telling them that they can't leave the game. Nobody's saying shit. They could literally leave whenever they could leave mid-game, they could leave in the pre-game lot. It does not matter when they leave. It is their option. But the reason that they don't leave is because they're trying to improve. When they begin to get their butt kicked and they see the things that they're doing wrong, they want to continue it. They don't want to back out and go verse someone who's, like a noob and then they don't learn anything. It's the same thing like me. I do the same exact thing. When I find a lobby where they're kicking my butt, I don't leave. I really don't. I enjoy it. I thrive from that. Well, I don't enjoy it. I rage. I get angry. But I stay because I want to learn. I want to see what they're doing. I want to see their techniques. I want to know what they're doing, what their map rotation is, what attachments they're rocking, what perks they're running with, how they're utilizing these things all together. I want to learn from that individual. But I can't learn from that individual if the developers are going to take me out of every game that I play and then I can't stay with them. I'll never see them again. I get one game versing them, and then it completely reevaluates me, and then finds me a new lobby. It's ridiculous. The noobs will simply never learn in that scenario. But that's personally why I think that skill-based matchmaking is going to be so toned down when it comes to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, simply because the lobbies aren't going to disband every single time a game ends. Which means that once you find that noob lobby, you can stay in there as long as you want. You don't have to leave. You could stay, and as long as they stay, you will have a continuous noob lobby over and over and over again. And of course, if they all back out, or you have to find a new lobby, or something happens, a connection is lost, whatever, you might have to verse some competition. You might have to verse some skilled players. You might have to deal with some sauce. But at the end of the day, they're not evaluating your each and every detail after every game. They're leaving you alone. They're letting you play your game. You can get your pub stomp sessions in, and eventually you'll have to get some competition in as well. But you're not forced to have competition 24/7. That's what Modern Warfare does. That's why we all complained about skill-based matchmaking this year. We weren't complaining about that last year. At least I don't think we were complaining about skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops 4. Yes, it was bad, but at least we had some equal teams. At least it was still pretty fun. This game, it's literally 24/7 competition. You don't get to touch noobs, because every single time you leave a game, you are reevaluated. And that's just ridiculous, because they're trying to get you into competition. If you pub stomp a bunch of noobs, you can't stay in that lobby and verse the noobs. They're going to take you out. They're going to see that you pub stomped a bunch of noobs, and then for the next like 10 plus games, or for the rest of your night, they're going to literally match you up with all competition. All high tier skilled players, if not better players than you, and that's going to be the rest of your night. You can kiss the casual experience goodbye. You can kiss all the noobs goodbye. They're all gone. It's over. It's completely over. But once again, Treyarch is trying to push the narrative of helping the skilled players, making a game that's around skill. Have an actual skill gap so people can grind towards something to become a better player in their game. And hopefully the noobs can come along, they can learn from their mistakes, they can learn from skilled players, and maybe they can get better as well. But there's absolutely no reason, not a single reason at all, for Infinity Ward to be holding, or any developer, it doesn't matter if it's Infinity Ward or whoever the developer is. They just simply should not be holding anyone's hand. They need to let these people go off, play the game, get their butts kicked, or maybe they'll just start off amazing, who knows, but they don't need someone to walk them through it. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. I legitimately do not understand why they disband every single game after it finishes. It makes no logical sense besides they're trying to reevaluate your skill-based matchmaking to give you more competition. That's all I can think of. That, and they're trying to protect the noobs, because apparently they can't think for themselves, It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So in Black Ops Cold War, I'm happy. Yes, there's going to be competition. I can guarantee it's going to be competition. That's what skill-based matchmaking is for. If you're a 3 KD player, they're not going to party you up with low KD players. They're going to put you up against some competition. But every once in a while, just like in Black Ops 4, you get that little taste of action. You get that taste of pub stomping, and you can keep that taste. Sometimes you can even play that same lobby for an hour plus. I'm telling you, noobs like to learn. I don't know what's so hard for Infinity Ward to understand with that, but new players enjoy learning from skilled players. Like I said, Black Ops 4, I would spend hours, 2 hours straight, probably even more, in the same exact lobby, just stomping out the same people. I mean, it's whatever. If they're not going to leave, I'm just going to sit there and get clips off of it. But they don't want to leave, and it's one reason why they don't want to leave. They just want to learn. That's all it is. But if you just keep booting them, they're not going to learn anything, man. They're completely on their own. They're pushed aside, and they're just going to keep versing the same competition, the same new players. They're not going to learn any new techniques. They're not going to learn how to move. They're not going to learn how to rotate. They're not going to learn how to shoot because they're just versing mirror images of themselves, which aren't that good of players to begin with. You need to verse someone skilled to understand the video game. But honestly, if the skill-based matchmaking is anything like Black Ops 4 and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, I'm going to be satisfied. Black Ops 4 had the ultimate mix. You had competition, you had pub stomping, you had everything. You know, you didn't have to spend 3 hours trying to get gameplay because every single match, it took you out, reevaluated you, and gave you harder competition. No, you just kept playing. You stayed in a lobby, or you leave the lobby and you find a new lobby. You leave the lobby, you find a new lobby. It's whatever. You find a lobby that's good. You pub stomp. You enjoy it for an hour. You hop off. You had a good night. You know what I'm saying? I really have high hopes that Black Ops Cold War, the skill-based matchmaking, will not be as thick as Modern Warfare. I can almost guarantee you this. But I'm going to say it again, like I said in the beginning of the video. I don't know what the deal is with skill-based matchmaking. I don't know if it's going to be thick. I don't know if it's not going to be thick. I don't know what it is. So don't get angry at me in the comment section saying, oh, he thinks he knows everything about the skill-based matchmaking. He's just full of it. He's talking way too much about it. Trust me. I'm just trying to make you guys think a little bit about the skill-based matchmaking. There's a reason why it's so sweaty in Modern Warfare. There is a reason, and it's very clear as day. They take you out of every lobby for a reason. They want to reevaluate you and give you more competition. You know what I'm saying? In all these other Call of Duty games, you never see that. They let you stick in the same lobbies all the time, and we never had this issue with thick skill-based matchmaking. Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, all these titles, World War 2, all these titles, nobody was really even talking about the main topic of skill-based matchmaking. It wasn't really that big of a deal because once you found your lobby, you're in there, you're set. You could get your clips, you can get your fun times, whether you just, getting off work and you're just having a couple of good games, that's all you need. And you're able to do that once you find your good game. But in Modern Warfare, it's a completely different story. You get into a game, you either do really good or however you do, they take you out of the game, they say, oh, he just completely slapped them, let's make him sweat for the rest of the night. And then for 2-3 hours straight, it's nothing but competition. That's the worst possible system I've ever heard in my whole life for a casual FPS video game. It's just not logical. So hopefully, guys, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War will hopefully have a great skill-based matchmaking system. Yes, it will either make or break the game. Skill-based matchmaking is definitely a key factor to having a good experience. If you're constantly sweating all the time, it's not going to be too enjoyable. Even though, if the gameplay is good, and they still have good mechanics, and the weapons are balanced, and the maps are fun, potentially that could, cancel out the skill-based matchmaking, but it's still going to be obnoxious having to play like I'm in an MLG tournament every 5 seconds of my life just because I'm a decent player. It doesn't really benefit me at all. It's like I got good at Call of Duty just so I can compete 24/7. I might as well never learn Call of Duty. I should have just stayed a noob. I should have just never learned anything, and I should have just stayed basic, and I would be versing noobs 24/7. But they're punishing me because I actually learned how to play the game. It's just really annoying. But guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And by all means, if you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and enjoy the commentary, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's 2 ways to do so. I have a Twitter and I have a Discord. Both those links are down in the description. And also, you want to catch me live stream some video games, I do that over on Twitch. Link to that is in the description as well. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.